Just come in the middle. Yeah, ready? Which camera? Yeah, this one. This one. Ready? One by one. 2, 1, 2. I take one. Yeah. 1 second. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry. 1, 2. এখন আপনি আমি Thank you very much. Thank you. Ready to do it only today and very specific. What's that? Really do it quickly as quick as possible. All the hand about this. I really appreciate how to explain. 7 of us. Listen everyone. Individuals in the right final
That's okay.
Yeah, 40
So the standard of Australia standard.
If I can get this is what we want to do. Present some here.
Bangladesh not exporting the fastest one of the
This is the last one you said we didn't know.
Yeah.
The night before spring break.
He wants to. He wants to come here.
How many iftars?
Oh yeah, that's
That's not working. We're not there yet.
But the others, if you want to
Really well. Really well. Men are doing very well. Of Alex from my office. Oh, he's not here.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in.
the green iftar.
Because they continue following and because they did
Yeah.
Bilal is not also there.
I think so. I think it's looking out. Yeah.
I think so. I'm not really sure. Yeah, that's all right. I don't think I have any speaking parts, but I just thought I'd just add a courtesy. The other thing, how's the paper, particularly in this area?
Abdullah, like
I think it's going to be his card, yeah. And how we find ways to goes out to like key community. So I'm just thinking about like to like members to help. I'm running as the Thank
ক্যামেরা মানুষ ঘুরে দিব অলরেডি ঘুরে ঘুরে দিব যেখানে ইচ্ছে ওখানে যাবে না অত তো দিতে পারে
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request you all to take seat, please. We are going to start soon. Please take a seat so that we can start our tonight's program. Thank you. So I'd like to request all the guests to take your seat, please, so that we can start. Thank you. Please take your seat. Thank you. Everyone, please take your seat. Right. Before the Maghrib prayer, we already have finished our first session, but we have our chief guest as well as our special guest among us. So I would like to welcome you all again as your MC. I'm Dr. Faisal Rabi, and I warmly welcome you all again for today's very special occasion. And all of you already know that today's reception ceremony has been organized for honoring Emirates Professor Anisuzzaman Chaudhary, a proud member of our community and an internationally respected economist. And he is recently appointed as a special assistant to the chief advisor of the Bangladesh interim government led by Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. And I already informed you about our chief guest and a special guest. So we extend our heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, the Honorable Tony Berg MP, Minister for Home Affairs, Arts, Cyber Security, Immigration and Multicultural Affairs, and Leader of the House in the Australian Labour Party. And we are equally honored by the presence of our special guest, the Honorable Matt Disuet MP, Assistant Minister of Education. And we have a lot of respected community leaders and other important persons. It's actually not possible for me even to mention everyone's name, but thank you all for coming here and join us in this special occasion. Straight away, I would like to request now our Honorable Professor Anisuzzaman Chaudhary to come over here and share his experience in his how he's feeling for his new position.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Thank you for organizing this event. Let me first recognize the traditional order of this land, and also let me recognize the martyrs and all those mothers and sisters who were violated during the War of Liberation 1971. Let me also recognize those martyrs and injured during the last or recent July Revolution. And also I would like to recognize all those people who perished either violently through extrajudicial killing or disappearances since 1971 or 72, and all those who perished silently due to famine, which was man-made. So I'm really honored today to be here, and I also want to recognize all the distinguished community leaders here, especially also Honorable Kuribar and Honorable Matthews, to grace this occasion, and the Imam here. And I'm particularly grateful that Australia, I found Australia at home, as the Imam said, having lived in many countries, finally I found this is the best place to call it a home. I'm also grateful to be in Australia because Australia is the first country among the OECD countries to recognize Bangladesh. And I'm really grateful. Australia remained a very close friend of Bangladesh, always standing by when it is needed. Be it in response to the Rohingya crisis, for example, and even in recent times, when Bangladesh is about to graduate out of its LDC status, Australia has promised to maintain all the facilities regardless. So that will be a big help for us to maintain the duty-free, quota-free access and all other special measures that are given to LDC that will continue. And you also visited Bangladesh. When I first met the chief advisor in last year in early November, he did install your visit. That we were very grateful for your support and the visit of foreign minister. And the other thing that I acknowledge Australia's promise to help Bangladesh in recovering stolen wealth. Significant amount of, as you know, billions of dollars are stolen from Bangladesh, and a significant portion, anecdotal evidence says, has come to Australia. And we are in the process of signing this mutual legal assistance agreement, which allows the repatriation of stolen rights. So again, thank you for your cooperation in this regard, and also because we also look after the home affairs, and at some point we'll also request for extradition of the people who are found guilty or are accused of gross human rights violations. We request your help in that. Anyway, this is just by way of introduction, and before I forget, this is what we need from Australia as someone from representing the government. So you asked me to share my experience. I've been in state minister only for 2-3 weeks, so it's not much of experience. But what has happened actually, the amount of destruction that we saw inheriting this government. Professor in News liken it with the devastation in Gaza. Gaza, you see the devastation, physical devastation, you can see it. But the devastation, the destruction that happened in Bangladesh in the soft infrastructure, the work ethics, the morality, the theft of the resources, and every institution of the government being corrupted and destroyed and politicized. So, inheriting a government where there is no institution, you have to rebuild everything. So it's a Herculean task. While the elements of the previous regime are still trying to destabilize because they got the money that they stole. And when you don't have friendly neighbors around as well, so it is a very difficult task that we are reversing. And again, I would like to recognize gratefully the assistance that we are getting from Australia in all these respects, especially in rebuilding the institutions. We need a lot of support. One particular thing from my portfolio that I can request you is when we graduate out of LDCs, we would need to strengthen our trade side because all these special measures will disappear. And at the moment, our trade international is part of the Ministry of Commerce, which looks after everything. I am proposing to restructure that, something along Australia, like you have Ministry of Foreign Trade, Foreign Affairs and Trade, and you have Australia as a separate organization that deals with more of the research and trade negotiation part. So you need a technical assistance from you on setting up something similar institution as well as in trade negotiation. So I thought this would be more important when I got two ministers here to put all the list of my demand that I can have. So more important than my own experience, okay? So we need, and then we are also aspiring to become, because as part of the diversification, to become an active member of ASEAN and RCEP. And you are an important partner of ASEAN and a member of RCEP. So again, we need your support in this regard. Then again, going back to my experience of the government, so that this is a very, very challenging time for us. But you know, if what the country is going through is what we call systemic transition. Not just one sector that is going through change, it's the entire system. The judiciary is under reform, the administration, governance under reform, the political system, the economic system, everything is going through a system now. And then reform and transition do not have any textbook recipe. And you don't know whether the step you are making is the right step or not. And then you cannot stop just because you made a wrong step. Fear cannot dominate your public policy making. Okay, you made a wrong step, you learn from it, you keep going. Okay, so it needs a lot of patience, perseverance, and watchfulness. So this is just like very similar to a caterpillar inside a cocoon. A caterpillar wraps itself up with sac, remains in cocoon for a while and undergoes transformation. You hope it will be a butterfly, but it can become a moth as well. So you really don't know what will be the end result of this. Okay? People are asking me these days, what are you? I say, I don't know. I don't know really. We are inside this cocoon and trying to be a butterfly, but we might disappoint you, become a moth. And in the case of Bangladesh history, it's very scary. Because in 1971, post-71, we had an opportunity of systemic transition. In 4 years' time, instead of democracy, we became a one-party state. In that process, nearly 40,000 people disappeared in extrajudicial killing. In that period, nearly 3 million people died or became permanently maimed and disabled due to man-made famine. So it was definitely not a butterfly. And then we had another opportunity post 1975, and the process through the intervention of another military ruler, that all the hope and expectation that generated disappeared. What we got, neither a moth nor a butterfly, but a hybrid, so-called military civilian rule. And then in 1990 we got another opportunity for systemic transition. What we got here is not a moth, not a butterfly, not even a hybrid, but a monster, which gobbled and destroyed everything. So, how do you ensure this time it would not be a disappointment like that? The only way I can see is we have to have a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance, and a very, very watchful civil society. And in that civil society includes diaspora, like people like you, constantly watching us, constantly reminding us what needs to be done. You cannot take your eyes off. You cannot take your eyes off from the process. You remain engaged all the time. And don't be frustrated. As I said, you have to have a lot of patience and a lot of perseverance. Okay, so this is not my word, it's the word of God, the last ayah of Surah Imran. This is the formula for being successful. Okay, so it's driven by the words of God, and as you go home, open your Quran, see the last ayah of Surah Imran. Okay, so that is what is my experience. Now, where are we now? We are in a very, very dark pit. And from there, we are now moving forward. It is a remarkable achievement. I would say, not because I am in the government now. If you compare with any country in historical perspective, look at Soviet Union in 1990 when Soviet Union tried to reform, going through systemic transition, it collapsed. The country split. And it took more than 10 years even now in some of the Soviet republics, they are still struggling to bring their hands up. And here, now we are on a positive territory. For the first time in this last Ramadan, which ended a few days ago, I don't know in how many years, at least in my lifetime, I have not seen this, what has happened in this Ramadan. Prices not only remain stable, prices came down. Onion per kilo from 130 rupees taka to 30 taka. Not a single night there was a power outage. People could do their tarawih in air conditioning. Okay, so this is a remarkable achievement, and this is the first day where there was not a single road accident. I hope and pray to Almighty that return journey be as safe, as joyful as the journey back home to celebrate their Eid. So we hear a lot of stories about law and order, lot of stories of violence, but think of vis-a-vis the achievement that a country with all the broken institutions could achieve this. Okay, and in between we had floods, and the floods were not entirely naturally caused. It was done, we all know, I don't want to go into this story. So, look at these things from a positive perspective. Do not listen to all the rumors. Again, following the instruction from God in the Quran, when a news reaches you, first you investigate. Don't run. These are words of the God, because we follow that. He said, when a news comes to you, don't rush behind it before you investigate. Otherwise, you will regret later. So, listen to the news, investigate that news, and then make your own judgment. Okay? And as I said, try to contribute as much as you can by way of giving your expertise, offering your expertise. Today someone approached me. He's working for Services Australia, whether he could do similar thing in Bangladesh, one-stop services. So what I'm thinking, lot of proposals coming to me. I'm only looking after one portfolio. I can't look after disaster management or services or Medicare and things like that. So one of the portfolio is the external relations. So this is all a part of the external relations. I'm thinking to have a website, a platform whereby people can express their interest in a very short manner. That I have this skill, I want to give that skill to Bangladesh, I want to serve this. Just in few sentences you put. And I will always, time to time, this will be available to everyone. Different departments, different ministries will look at it. And if they find that this is a person probably will be useful for us, and that department or ministry will contact you for details and further discussion, etc., etc. So my job will be to match this thing. So this is what I'm thinking. Since I have come here, so many people approach me with so many proposals, I just can't keep track of. But I don't want to discredit anyone. I am encouraging more and more and more proposals to come so that we can utilize your expertise. I know everybody is hungry to help the country, and this is great. And this is the reason, one of the main factors why we could come out from that depth of the darkness to see the light. Okay? We are seeing the light, and the light is going to be hopefully brighter and brighter and brighter. Okay. With that note, I would like to end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Anisudjaman, for sharing his excellent experience, whatever he got so far. and all of we are hopeful as he has been living here in Australia and abroad for many, many years. So whatever we have in our mind, like the Bangladeshis, those who are living in overseas, definitely he will be able to think in the same way, feel in the same way, and will be able to pass on those desires to the appropriate authority in the right time. So
Can I say one thing? I would like to recognize my friend, Mr. Farouk. You know, this is what Australia is. We are quite achievers here. Out of 75 applicants, Farouk has been selected to head the mass transit system in Bangladesh. And in no time, the day he joined, there was a strike. The mass transit people called a strike. And as soon as he arrived, I was thinking, my God, he's coming on the same day, they would do this strike. They saw him, I don't know what magic he had. We were all worried of this. And as soon as he landed, he went to the office, they saw him, they would do the other strike. So this is what the quiet achiever, Mr. Farouk, a lot of sacrifices made. He left his family here, he's living alone, bachelor life there, and trying to contribute. And significantly reduce the operational cost. In no time, almost half the cost of operating. And the new lines, the tenders, already approved tenders. He approached me because I look up the finance as well to review all the tenders, because he's promising me that he could get those things done half the price that the others got. So this is what we do.
thank you, sir. I was about to mention about Engineer Farouk Ahmed, and Professor Anisul already mentioned whatever he has achieved so far. So we are proud to celebrate the achievements of these two outstanding individuals tonight. So thank you all for joining us in this special occasion. One more thing, when actually the community members, the Bangladeshi community members heard about this reception ceremony, a lot of people sent a lot of suggestions to Abdullah Yusuf, the editor-in-chief of Shukrabad Sydney. So he knows that it's not possible to make everything happen, but he tried his best to summarize those things in a piece of paper and want to give that one to Professor Anis Jaman. So when he gets time, maybe he will be able to look at those requests made by the community members here in Australia. Thank you very much.
We have all community members in Australia.
Thank you very much. Actually, now I would like to request Honorable Matt Christopher, MP, the Assistant Minister for Education, to come over here and share a few words on this special occasion. Actually, I want to mention a few more things. Some of our community members, they, few months back, we actually came to know from the newspaper report that 7 or 8 members, they went to MAC and requested about changing the visa center from India, New Delhi to Bangladesh. Those who applied for Australian visa. The thing is, actually, I'm not sure about the background. Maybe Matt discussed with Tony, and he is the person who went to Bangladesh and actually made it happen. So all of you can understand that both of them are so much connected with Bangladesh community. They listen to them and they try to make it happen if it is a logical request. And at the end, we came to know again from the newspaper and also from Tony that that actually approved, and hopefully we will hear more from both of them and we are expecting to, I think that process will start, supposed to start from end of March in Bangladesh. But anyway, maybe they will be able to share more about that and also other matters. So both of them definitely have a lot of contribution to Bangladesh community. Thank you for both of them. And I would like to now request Matt to say something.
Magical achievement.
Thanks everyone. Salam alaikum. Can I acknowledge my good friend Tony Burke, the Minister for Home Affairs. I can't claim credit for that. I wrote to Tony, I wrote to the Foreign Minister and I lobbied them, but the decision was made by the one and only Tony Burke, so he's the one who's Congratulations. I'd also like to acknowledge Ashrini and Mahathir. Could you stand up, Ashrini? Ashrini is voted candidate for Barton. She is going to make an excellent replacement for the wonderful Linda Burney as a representative of your community. So take the opportunity tonight to introduce yourself to Ashrini. She's doing a fantastic job and I've got no doubt she's going to make a fantastic member for Barton after the election in a month's time. Thank you for the invitation for Tony and us to join you for this very special occasion to honour one of your own, Professor Chowdhury, on his distinguished appointment as an economic advisor to the Yunus government. I think it's really appropriate that an Australian has been appointed to advise the government in Bangladesh. And if you look back through history, Australia as a nation has always been a very, very strong supporter of Bangladesh. It was the Whitlam government in the 1970s that first recognised Bangladesh as a nation, independent nation, after the successful war of independence against Pakistan. And Gough Whitlam was one of the first international leaders to visit Bangladesh as an Australian Prime Minister. And since that time, the bonds and the friendships between our two nations have gone from strength to strength. And I was fortunate to visit Bangladesh in 2018 and I went to Cox's Bazar and I went into the Rohingya refugee camp and I saw the millions of people that had fled Myanmar and travelled across the border into Bangladesh. And let's face it, Bangladesh is not one of the richest nations in the world. But you did open your doors to those Rohingya and provided them with a safe haven. And for that, the world thanks you.
Thank you.
It was inspiring for me to see the work that was being undertaken on the ground there to support the Rohingya. And Australia has tried to do its bit through our migration strategy and our migration plans to ensure the Rohingya can settle here in Australia. And Tony Burke has been instrumental in ensuring that occurs. So we have the utmost respect for your government, for people like Professor Chowdhury, who is an emeritus professor of economics at Western Sydney University and will now put those learnings and those teachings into practice for the betterment of the people of Bangladesh. And what a wonderful way for an Australian to make a contribution at the highest level to the future development of Bangladesh. So congratulations, Professor Chowdhury. Thank you for the work that you are going to do. Thank you to Supravat for bringing us all together to recognise his contribution. It's an honour for me to represent a community with a thriving Bangladeshi population. I cherish your friendship. I love coming to your events. Thank you for having me and all the best for the future.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I would like to request Connie and Matt to come over here to present some of the guests. On behalf of Supravat Sydney, I would like to request Connie to present a crest to Professor Anisul. Thank you.
Let me share also one one good news. This Rohingya crisis problem is over, hopefully very soon.
Now I'd like to request Engineer Farooq Ahmed to come over here and receive a appreciation gift from Matt. So now I would like to request Monjurul Alam Budu to come over here and present a gift on behalf of Bangladesh Bangladeshi senior citizen Australia to our Honorable MP Matt. At the same time, I would like to request Mufazzal Hassan Bunya from Senior Citizen Australia to come over here and to present a gift to Honorable Tony Ball. Now I would like to request Masum, A.N.M. Masum, General Secretary of Bangladesh Australia Trade and Investment Council, to come over here and to present a certificate to Honorable MP Matt. I'd like to request Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, President of Bangladesh Australia Trade and Investment Council, to come over here and present the certificate to Tony. Honorable Tony. Now I would like to request Qadi Khaliquজ্জামান Ali, OAM, to come over here, the chairman of Muslim Cemetery Board, New South Wales, and to present on behalf of Suprabhat Sydney to Honorable Matt Tisole.
Taking lots of gifts on it.
I would like to request one of our honorable guests here, Akal Mahmood, to come over here. Is he?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, thank you. And to present a crest on behalf of Suprabhat Sydney to Honorable Tony Borkenby.
Tony, he is our national singer
Oh, freedom fighter.
and freedom fighter as well.
Now I would like to request Dr. Monirul Islam, the president of Shakla Shaluk Lions Club, and Shapla Shaluk Foundation Australia to come over here and present a gift to Tony and Matt. And I would also like to request him to stay here. He also wants to give an appreciation gift to Professor Jaman, as well as Engineer Farooq Ahmed. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Matt, I also mentioned. I thought, yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. He wants to give it to Matt as well. Thank you. And Professor Jaman and Engineer Farooq Ahmed.
I think I would request Honorable Member to hand over to Professor Garrett.
Thank you.
Also request
Matt.
Matt to hand over to
Thank you. And Dr. Monroe Islam also want to request Abdullah Yusuf Sameh, the editor-in-chief, to come over here and appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Look at the number, stop here.
And we have few more gifts. I think as Fani and Matt is here, we can complete those things. Rachel Karika. So that is from Shukrabad, Sydney, the appreciation certificate. I would like to request Matt to hand it over to her. And I would like to request to come over here Mr. Masood Khalil and Connie to present the appreciation certificate to Masood. Then I would like to request Mr. Abdul Mahmood to come over here. Abdul Mahmood. And this is from Shukrabad. Yeah, from Shukrabad. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now I would like to request Mr. Qadir Ali to come over here and receive the present certificate from here. I would like to request Dr. Farooq Amin to come over here and to present an appreciation certificate to Professor Jaman. I also would like to request Abdullah Yusuf to come over here and to present an appreciation certificate to Farooq Ahmed. And Abdullah Yusuf to hand it over to Honorable Thunberg.
Thank you very much.
And Abdullah Yusuf respond for yeah. Shahjahan Patwari, Mr. Shahjahan Patwari, he actually brought a flower bouquet for Matt.
Your conspiracy now? And we're going to watch with that. We need to buy something. Areas. You go regular.
So, to Professor Anisudjaman, MD Shohel Rana, want to present on behalf of Bangladesh Australia Trade and Investment Council and appreciation certificate to Professor Anisudjaman. So request MD Iqbal Chaudhary, the treasurer of Batik, to come over here. And to present the appreciation certificate to Farooq Ahmed, Engineer Farooq Ahmed. Now I would like to request Russell Harika to come over here and to receive an appreciation gift from Batik. Russell. Now I'd like to request MD Iqbal Chaudhary to come over here and present the last appreciation certificate to Professor Anisudjaman. Thank you very much to Matt, and I would like to request Tony to say something to the audience tonight. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. To Professor Chowdhury, to Mr. Abdullah Yusuf, to my colleague and friend Matt Thistlethwaite, and to the person who we're all determined to become a parliamentary colleague as well in Ashvina Ambihakaha. Thank you so much to all of you for the great honour of receiving me tonight as your chief guest. So much has happened since I last spoke to you. A lot of you I've known for a very long time. But as I was listening to Professor Chowdhury, I remembered that moment, and you'll all remember that moment, where the phone services stopped working. And we knew that outside Dhaka University the streets were full. And
all of a sudden we couldn't make contact. And I was walking through the streets of Lakemba and person after person was on WhatsApp on their phone saying I can't reach them anymore. And we recorded a video at the time, hoping that it would get round, just saying from the streets of Lakemba, we know what's happening and the world is watching. And that message, because of many of you, found its way through WhatsApp group and found itself to students standing in the streets outside Dhaka University. What I didn't know and what none of you knew was that we were so close to a major change happening in Bangladesh. And it was only a few days later, that Matt and I were in Canberra. And this time we're looking at our phones and the videos that we're seeing are not from Dhaka. The videos we're seeing are from the streets of Lakemba, where the streets... If you were a car trying to get down Howden Street, you did not stand a chance. The streets were full and people were celebrating with hope. And just as years ago, thanks to Gough Whitlam, Australia was one of the first nations in the world to be able to recognise independent Bangladesh. I was really proud to be one of the first ministers in the world to be received by the new government in Bangladesh. And I want to say something about my meeting with Muhammad Yunus, the Chief Advisor. I met with a number of my counterparts over there, but some of the issues that Muhammad Yunus raised with me were issues that Matt had raised with me previously, issues that you'd raised. And I can give you the official updates on that, although a lot of this you'll already know. The first thing is, the Chief Advisor, Muhammad Yunus, said to me, we know that the international humanitarian program cannot deal with the scale of what's happening at Cox's Bazar. And I knew of Cox's Bazar and what was happening there, not only from the advice I get from my own department, but from what Matt had told me after his trip, from what Sheikh Radwan had told me after his trip to Cox's Bazar. And so I knew exactly the humanitarian crisis that Muhammad Yunus was talking about. But he said, even though no country like Australia can solve the problem, we need to know we're not on our own. And can Australia show solidarity? At that meeting I said, I think I will be able to double the number of Rohingyans we are taking from Cox's Bazar. I'm proud to report to you today that we have now decided to triple the number of people. The problem is too big for one country. But in doing that, for those people who we take in our humanitarian program, they will join us with a life in Australia. They will join the Australian family. And for them, it is an expression of solidarity that nobody should be stateless, nobody should be told they have nowhere to go, and a country like Bangladesh should not be expected to shoulder the load on its own. But of course the other issue that Muhammad Yunus, Chief Advisor, raised with me is one that I think every single one of you, as well as Matthew Thistlethwaite, had raised with me, which is, can we get visa processing no longer being done in India, but instead returning to the embassy in Bangladesh? When I first raised it with my department, I was given all the reasons as to why this was difficult, as to why this was less efficient, as to why the original decision had been made. And I said to my department, I don't think you understand. I want this to happen. And the department has now found a way for it to happen. One of the happiest calls I'll ever make was to my counterpart in Home Affairs, the current Bangladeshi minister, where I rang him and he cheered on the phone when I told him the government of Australia has decided that visa processing will begin again at the Australian High Commission in Dhaka. At the end of the meeting, Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus gave me a book. And he gave me a book of photographs of the graffiti that the students had done outside Dhaka University. And there were two things I did after the meeting. The first was I walked down that street and saw the graffiti of one man handing out bottles of water, another man with his hands outstretched, image after image, where people had used art to show passion in their call for free and fair elections in Bangladesh. And that was incredibly moving, and we then got into the car and we started to drive. And whenever I travel overseas in these sorts of jobs, you're never on your own. You don't just have the High Commission or embassy staff. There's a whole security detail and everything's meant to be completely planned. And I did something you're not meant to do. I said, stop the car. I want to get out. And they were, what? You can't get out. I said, please, can you stop the car? We can wait in the car until you say. But I want to get out because I've just seen out the window something people have been telling me about for years. And so they pulled over and we got out and I got to stand at that monument dedicated to the mother tongue, that monument dedicated to the right of people to their own language. Can I tell you personally how moving that is for me? And some of you won't appreciate, but when the Irish first came here, and this is ancestors who died long before I was born, but in both Ireland and in Australia they were prohibited from speaking Gaelic. So my family was raised not knowing a word of the language of our heritage. And you all know there's not a matching word in English for every word in the language of your heritage. But there are words, ideas, passions, emotions that can only be accurately described in the language of your heritage. And unless the language lives, those ideas and emotions have nowhere to go. And the reason that monument meant so much to me was not that simply that was a monument dedicated to the importance of language, but that was a monument that stood in a nation that existed because people had fought for their language. And that's why it is so important for me each year when I'm invited by Abdullah to attend something for Supravat. It matters that in Australia there is a Bangla newspaper.
Thank you very much.
It matters for everybody where that's their first language, and it matters for the next generation. It is a great gift for language to be passed on to the next generation, and having not simply books or TV programs, but having current affairs, the issues of the day, there presented in Australia, in a newspaper, in the language of your heritage, is something that is an important part of modern Australia. And I've been coming to these events. Not simply because of my deep relationship with the Bangladeshi community and the Bangla community, but also because I believe what we are celebrating tonight matters. The language of your heritage does not only belong in Bangladesh. It is a language you fought for to keep alive, and your parents and grandparents fought for to keep alive in Bangladesh. And it's a language which I am so proud when I hear it being spoken on the streets of Australia. We are a better nation for it, and there is so much to celebrate tonight.
Thank you very much for this excellent speech and encouraging speech for all the Bangladeshi community, as well as we had some very good news from the confirmation of those good news, whatever we learned from the newspaper. Now I would like to request Abdullah Yusuf for his final speech and to wrap up tonight's program.
I don't have to say anything after actually our Honorable Tony Walker's speech, because normally when someone speaks on the end of the session, there was nothing to do, nothing to say. Because all of you, I would like to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, because of the, I know, very busy schedule. Because Honorable Tony Walker, he got 4 ministry, and I know how busy is Honorable Matt as well. Both of the stars, superstars here, and giving us a very long time for a small community. I really appreciate that. I know they have got 3 different programs somewhere. They are waiting, but just before you go, I will take very short time. Because of the Bangladesh current, situation, and all of you explained and you heard, I want to hand over something very important from Bangladesh community in Australia. On behalf of all Bangladeshi people, I would like to very quickly ask my friend to give a quick buzz, and then I hand over the demand actually from all of us. Can you quickly come?
Well, assalamualaikum everyone. I want to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. And I pay my respects to their elders past and present. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders and Pacific in West Australia. My name is Fadil Allah. I'm standing before you as a proud second-generation Australian of Bangladeshi heritage. I was born and raised in this country, while my father and generations before him built their lives and legacy in Bangladesh. It's an honor to represent the voice of the Bangladeshi Australian community through Supervod Sydney newspaper, and to share with you the hopes, requests, and concerns of our community. The Bangladeshi Australian community has grown into a vibrant and contributing part of Australia's multicultural fabric, with deep ties to both nations. We believe the following points are crucial in building stronger connections, supporting families, and fostering a mutual growth between Bangladesh and Australia. These requests reflect the collective voice of a community that loves Australia deeply, while we remain proud of its Bangladesh heritage. We see these changes not just as benefits to our community, but as opportunities to strengthen the multicultural, economic, and diplomatic ties that define our nation. With that, I would like to invite Mr. Abdullah Yusuf to expand further on these points. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin. Now I would like to hand over, as I said, from Bangladesh community of Australia, a simple our demands, what we want from this government to Honorable Tony Walker. Please.
So they look at this one. We're just hoping. That's the things, most important things.
Thank you very much. And today I would like to special thanks to our Emirate Professor Anisul Jamal, and also Engineer Farooq Ahmed, who is here, and also the community leaders from different backgrounds and different language here, and also some of my friends and TV, national TV, and TV actually, all the way from Canberra, he's been here, and also Abdul Mahmood, honorable distinguished guest, and also community members and different people here. I would like to thank everyone. But before you go, I have to mention one thing actually, because all of my friends asked me to mention that the starting point of moving Bangladesh, Australian High Commission from India. The day was a couple of months before, last year actually, all of my friends asking me why not we go to Tony Walker. I said Tony Walker is super busy. He doesn't have any schedule. But whenever he go, he never say no. So, but it's a bit hard, we can try. I think he was in overseas, Tony was overseas. Then my friend there sitting there, Patwari, he said, why not we go to Mac? I said, but he's not in this jurisdiction. He was in defense, I think, defense minister here. So, okay, let's go, we can maybe have some key point. And then we went to him. those who was with me at that moment, the pioneer, I want to show them, if you can come with me, not worry. On the stage, please. Ibrahim Khalil Masood, Alazam Jefferson, A.N.M. Masood, Iqbal Chaudhry, and myself. We all this went to Matt's office. And thank you very much, because all we talked together. And then he listened very carefully, like Oliver. Like Honorable Oliver. Always he listened, everybody's listened. And he replied everybody individually. These are the people, pioneer I can say, who started this job. To bring the High Commission from India to Bangladesh. And then what he done, Honorable Matt, he said, okay, we all noted down. He actually replied everybody, all of us. And then write it down. And individually he replied everybody's question, he write it down, and then he sent a letter to Foreign Ministry. And from Foreign Ministry, immediately respond, and from his office actually, that letter also sent it to me, which is going on process. End of the day, our Honorable Minister, Honorable Tony Gott, he get the praise. That's all I can say. He done the final job. We really appreciate that, the job actually done. And let me, within half minutes, clarify his job. Honorable Tony Gott, what the word he mentioned, I never forgot for me and my newspaper. Thank you very, very much. But whenever we go to his office, you maybe heard a lot of story about him. But one thing you don't know, it's very hard because he's very super busy. But when you go to his office, he gives every individual time, and he listens every single individual, and then he works for that. And Harika, sitting there, she is the main lady, actually give us access, check the roster. I would like to special thanks, and give it actually Harika as well. She's working also. She is the manager, not only manager, she is the councillor of Canterbury Bankstown. Not only that, she is the one good leader in our society. I don't want to continue because food is ready. We would like to humbly request everybody to participate in the dinner. The VIP table, food will be served, rest in the buffet, inshallah. And thank you very much. And I don't want to miss the volunteers today. Was Jeffrey, Sharmeen, Ohid, Professor Shafiq here, and of course Dr. Fadl Rabbi, Masood, Anik, Shafiqur Rahman, Nasir, Bachu, Fardan, and all of you. Thank you very much for coming. And before we go, if two ministers come to the stage, we need to get a group photograph with Professor Anisur Rahman and also Engineer Farooq.
Shamim bhai, can I get few seconds to say something?
1 second.
Okay.
Have a photograph and then. I really appreciate what you say.
I'm in front of you. That's the shot. That's the US for a shot.
No, this one.
Big future.